I really love that old saying, the grass isn't greener on the other side. Just goes to show me how nosy these fucking people are in this world. And I saw a quote the other day that really it resonated within me deeply, and I just had to get out there and share it. It went something like this. It said, "I'm too busy watering my own lawn to know if your grass is greener." And the reason that stuck with me so deeply is because people don't realize that we're out here and we just stick our nose in everything. I mean, everybody does it. We get in these modes where we want to know what everybody's doing at every single, second of the day, and for what? I mean, what business is it of yours if somebody's doing something or not? What business is it of yours what I'm doing, what the neighbor's doing, what so and so is doing? You know, worry about your own lawn. Be a Hank Hill. People love when I say that. Be a Hank Hill. Worry about your own lawn. Water it. Trim it. You know? Focus on yourself, not other people. You see, we get so caught up in the facade that is society that we feel that we need to front ourselves as, the top dog all the time. We have to know what everybody's doing in every single day, every single second of the day. But why? I mean, we're already just speeding through life as it is, and we're constantly watching the clock. At the job that I just had, we did. I had a coach who was a really good guy, but I'm glad I switched teams because this one guy on my new team that I had, every single day he'd ask somebody if they had a post-it note, and he'd always ask me. I'd say no, sorry, I don't have one, don't have one. Finally, after like the fourth time, I'm like, dude, why do you need a post-it note so fucking bad? Like, why do you need it? And I worked at a call center, and he's like, well, because when we're on the phones or when we're in the middle of calls or in between calls, I always look down at the at the clock in the bottom right of the right that bottom right hand screen. Sorry, I get a little fucking tongue twisted there. And I was like, okay, so what's the post-it note for? And he said, well, I like to cover the time up so I don't look at it. And I thought, that is a really fucking smart idea. You see, we are slaves to time. We're slaves to our nosiness. We go through life and we have to know what time it is. We have to get here at a certain time, here at a certain time, get to bed at a certain time, eat at a certain time. So, hell, some people even have to shower at a certain time. They have to shit at a certain time. What the hell has gone on in our fucking society? What has gone on with the human race that we let time control us? We're supposed to be the ones that control time. We have time on our side. You see, we can. There is no such thing as time. I mean, we put a measurement on it, but it's just there. Like we don't need time. We get so caught up in all these things that are passed down from generation to generation that we forget our roots. We forget where we came from. We forget our primal instincts. We forget, our desires. We just stop thinking about the shit. We stop chasing our urges. People say, well, I need to control this and control that. Why do we need time? Why do we need control so bad? I mean, can we not think for ourselves? That we have to have people think for us? I mean, that's what I feel like we've come to as a society, that we let time control everything we do. And it's crazy because we're so worried about time, we're so worried about other people that our grass is fucking dying. as time rolls on, as we worry about other people, worry about getting to places at certain time intervals because we can't miss the deadline, our grass dies. And then what are we left with? Brown patches of fucking dirt and mud. I mean, when it rains on some real ass grass, when it rains, it doesn't get muddy. It grows. But you see, we get so caught up in other people's lives that our shit gets muddy and we slip and slide and don't know where the fuck we're going. You know, we can't stand on our own 2 feet because we're so worried about other people. We forget and we neglect our grass. You know, I want you to go through tomorrow and I want you to wake up. I want you to say this to yourself. I want you to sit there with your eyes closed and just breathe in deeply a couple times, 4 or 5 times. And I want you to say out loud, it doesn't matter whose grass is greener. It doesn't matter if the cup is half empty. It doesn't matter if it's half full. Because I have my own grass to water, and at least I have a cup to drink out of. You see, we forget that we are so privileged to have certain things that other people don't have. You see, I have the privilege to have a phone that has a magnificent camera on it, a magnificent recording device that I can spread my little mental jewels out to people. I have a privilege that I have a laptop. Yeah, it's falling apart. I need a new one, but I have the privilege to have one. Right now, I have Netflix on because I'm taking a break from my second book right now, but I have Netflix on, working on my fucking blog, working on other shit. I have the privilege to be sitting in a house with a roof over my head, with clothes on. I have a privilege of air in my lungs. There's people out there that don't have that privilege. When I was younger, when I was born with my physical disorder, I don't like to call it a disorder, fuck that, my physical ailment, if you will, that I'm overcoming my own way. Doctors say this, doctors say that. I say fuck the doctors. They did their operations, now I'm just trying to fix the rest of me. If I have to get more operations, I'll get them, and I'm going to fix every single fuck up that's happened, because that's who I am. We all need to follow the righteous path. And for some people that's different than others. You see, mine is to fix what I broke inside myself. Others is, mend those broken fences, reshape those bridges. You see, we all need to live life like we're Earl off My Name is Earl. If you haven't seen that show, let me explain something. Here's a guy who's done crime his whole life. He's done nothing but bad. He discovers karma. What you put into the universe, you will get back. If you are a shitty person, you will get shit on. If you are a good person, goodness will come to you. So he writes a list of every wrong he's done to everybody and makes them right somehow. You see, I feel like we're so unadvanced as a society that we have devolved from helping our neighbors. You see, back in the day, they used to have family farms that would share food with the neighbors of the community. We don't have that anymore. You can't go knock on your neighbor's door and ask for help, ask for a cup of sugar, ask for a cup of milk. They'll look at you, laugh, and say, that shit costs too much. Fuck you. That's the society we live in. We need to evolve back to our old ways. And people don't understand that concept. They think that we're getting so advanced, but we're getting so devanced. I probably made that word up, but I don't give a fuck. We're getting so advanced technologically, technology-wise. We got, phones that I can do this on. I can even live stream this if I wanted to. We got computers that have cameras on them. We got TVs, we got cable, satellite. We got so many things. We got cars that drive themselves. We got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all this shit. But what do we have in here? What do we have spiritually? That's what I ask you. You may have every material in the world. What do you have in your heart? And I'll leave you with that. Peace out.